A government is an institution that holds a monopoly on the legitimate use of violence. Nothing is worthy of man as man unless he can pursue it with passionate devotion. Power is the chance to impose your will within a social context, even when opposed and regardless of the integrity of that chance. All knowledge of cultural reality, as may be seen, is always knowledge from particular points of view. In a democracy, the people choose a leader in whom they trust. Then the chosen leader says, "Now shut up and obey me." People and party are then no longer free to interfere in his business. The fate of our times is characterized by rationalization and intellectualization and, above all, by the disenchantment of the world. Man does not by nature wish to earn more and more money. The great virtue of bureaucracy, indeed, perhaps its defining characteristic, was that it was an institutional method for applying general rules to specific cases, thereby making the actions of government fair and predictable. Charisma is the gift from above, where a leader knows from inside himself what to do. It is not true that good can follow only from good and evil only from evil, but that often the opposite is true. Politics means striving to share power or striving to influence the distribution of power, either among states or among groups within a state. The experience of the irrationality of the world has been the driving force of all religious revolution. The primary task of a useful teacher is to teach his students to recognize inconvenient facts, facts that are inconvenient for their party opinions. Culture is a finite segment of the meaningless infinity of the world process, a segment on which human beings confer meaning and significance. The ethic of conviction and the ethic of responsibility are not opposites. They are complementary to one another. Certainly, all historical experience confirms the truth that man would not have attained the possible unless time and again he had reached out for the impossible. Every scientific fulfillment raises new questions. It asks to be surpassed and outdated. Causal analysis provides absolutely no value judgment, and a value judgment is absolutely not a causal explanation. Specialists without spirit, sensualists without heart, this nullity imagines that it has attained a level of civilization never before achieved. The fully developed bureaucratic apparatus compares with other organizations exactly as does the machine with the non-mechanical modes of production. Not everyone realizes that to write a really good piece of journalism is at least as demanding intellectually as the achievement of any scholar. One can say that three preeminent qualities are decisive for the politician: passion, a feeling of responsibility, and a sense of proportion. Whenever known and sufficient causes are available, it is anti-scientific to discard them in favor of a hypothesis that can never be verified. Within the confines of the lecture hall, no other virtue exists but plain intellectual integrity. Daily and hourly, the politician inwardly has to overcome a quite trivial and all too human enemy, a quite vulgar vanity. The purely emotional form of pietism is, as Rachel has pointed out, a religious dilettantism for the leisure class. The so-called materialistic conception of history, with the crude elements of genius of the early form which appeared, for instance, in the Communist Manifesto, still prevails only in the minds of laymen and dilettantes.